Hi guys, my name is Megan and today you're getting my recent reads. So, I took an accidental break last week. I was in Florida on a vacation for my birthday. So, I took an unintentional break. I just kind of ran out of time, and sometimes booktube falls to the wayside when work and school, or not school, I don't have school anymore, when work and family and some other things come up, falls to the wayside, and booktube fell to the wayside while I was trying to get ready for my trip last week, and that's the whole thing. But I'm back. You guys are getting my recent reads. Please ignore how I look. I was in the car for 13 hours yesterday. I have not done anything but like lay on the couch and help my best friend with her homework. And I apologize for my neighbors. I can't do anything about it. So, let's talk about the 12 books that I have read recently. The first book I want to talk about is Culty by Mariana Zapata. This is going to give me away how long I've had this list and how little I've been reading lately. I read this book when I think after my first watch of Ted Lasso, I read Culty. Because I wanted a soccer book. And I love Mariana Zapata. I gave Culty 5 stars. The book follows Culty and Sal. Culty was a big soccer star, and he ends up being Sal's coach. She had a crush on him when she was younger, and she ends up playing on his team, and he kind of takes a, I don't want to say takes a liking to her, but he not even plays favorites with her. You can tell that he likes her more than some of the other players, and he tries to not. One of the Goodreads reviews that I read when I made my notes said it was like stranger enemies to lovers. Culty and Sal's brother. Culty like broke his leg, or broke Sal's brother's leg or something in soccer. So like while he didn't know her, she knew him. And it was also kind of a celebrity because he was kind of like a, if you watch Ted Lasso in the Ted Lasso universe, kind of like a Jamie Tart. In real life, probably like a Cristiano Ronaldo type human. That is the extent of my football knowledge. David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo. That is the extent of my soccer/football knowledge. Ted Lasso universe is a different story. I would compare Culty to like a Jamie Tart. Or a Roy. He could be a Roy. But Roy is a little softer in a weird way. It is spicy, and I read it because of Ted Lasso. So then, this is a book that TikTok made me read, but that is Tease by Melanie Harlow. I gave this book 4 stars. Follows Felicity and Hutton. Tropes include fake fiance, billionaire, friends to lovers. Felicity and Hutton graduated high school together. Hutton ends up becoming like a Bitcoin billionaire kind of person. And Felicity runs into a gaggle of mean girls that she went to high school with, and she tells them that she's engaged to Hutton, and Hutton plays along with it. It's a friends to lovers. It's very sweet. It's very cute. I really enjoyed it. I would read more Melanie Harlow. Next, I did not write down my star rating for this. First and foremost, you need to know that. I need you to know that that's because this book gets all of the stars. Because it has 2 lines of notes. And that book is Silent Night by Evie Mitchell. This is I'm going to give you the tropes first, and then I had to put my iPad down for this because I'm a hand talker. This is a princess bodyguard failed engagement novella. So, I don't remember her real name, but the princess is getting married, and she finds out that her fiance cheated on her, and she like slams cake in his face, and so her family whisks her on a plane and whisks her to Roy, who has a much longer, more complicated name that does not sound right with my southern accent. And Roy takes her in and tells her, you're gonna need a new name, so we're gonna call you Keely. Her name's like Charlotte or something, like something totally not Keely, right? Something totally Keely cannot come from it. So this, Izzy and I have decided, officially, the two of us have decided this is Roy and Keely Sexy Christmas fan fiction. And that is why this book does not have a star rating, because it gets all the stars. It follows the there's only one bed trope, princess bodyguard, and then in the epilogue, there's only one bed trope is even funnier to me, because there's just the whole thing that comes out and it's really funny. It's basically Ted Lasso fan fiction, and I love Ted Lasso, and that's that. It gets all of the stars. I'm ashamed to admit I read this next book on the internet, but that was Property of Pops by Jessica Cain. I gave this book, like, I might have given it 4 stars on Goodreads. It really should be 2, now that I've gone back and thought about it. I think in that moment, I was just kind of like, oh my god, what the hell did I just read? Property of Pops is a significantly older man, significantly younger woman relationship. This is not a, like, this isn't even best friend's dad. This is best friend's grandfather. I don't know why I read it. Jessica Cain, I've kind of figured out that we don't 100% mesh on, like, stuff, and that's okay. You're allowed to have that, right? That's allowed. This book was weird. He was in his mid-60s. She was like 20, 21. She'd never been on, her name was Coco. Coco had never been on vacation before, and her best friend is like, oh, we're going to this family reunion in Mexico, you should go. And like the grandfather suddenly gets very possessive over her, and they have like an adjoining room, and she hears him like get himself off, so she goes in and they have like a fling, and then like he gets all possessive caveman, and it's just really weird. And I'm ashamed that I read that book a little bit. Not that you should ever be ashamed of what you read. If you enjoyed it, that's fantastic. It was almost, I almost felt like a train wreck. And like, not to say the writing was bad, it's Jessica Cain. Take it or leave it. Her books are under 100 pages most of the time. But like, it felt like a train wreck that I couldn't look away from, because I had to see how this was going to end. Because I turned 28 a week ago, and I struggle with the thought of like dating someone older than my older sibling, who's like 4 years older than me. And like, I crack jokes about like Jason Sudeikis, right? Jason Sudeikis is 5 years younger than my parents. If I brought home someone old enough to be my grandparent, or dated someone old enough to be my grandparent, I think my family would have an absolute heart attack. But they end up, it's got a happily ever after. Also, virginal heroin and daddy kink. I can take or leave daddy kink. In this case, I would have preferred to have left it. So next on the list, that I'm not ashamed to say that I read, is Double the D by Evie Mitchell. I kind of went down a little bit of an Evie Mitchell rabbit hole. Evie Mitchell has a ton of novellas that I really enjoyed. So I've read 3 so far. Double the D is a throuple. It's an MMF throuple that follows Drake, Dane, and Bluebell. They call her Blue. Drake and Dane are taken in by Blue's family when they're like mid-teenagers, so 14, 15 years old. They end up, Blue catches them. I think one of the boys was giving the other one a blowjob. And anyway, they decided from like 17 that Blue needed to be in their relationship. They couldn't do their relationship without Blue. So her parents tell them no. They ask her parents if they're okay with this. Her parents say no. So they go to the military and come back years later to find Blue and invite her into their relationship. And they asked permission again. Blue was in her 20s. So I don't know why they felt the need to ask the permission, other than like her parents took them in and like kept in contact with them. So maybe that's why. I don't really remember. I don't remember when I read this book. So Double the D was interesting. I did enjoy it more than I expected to. So immediately after I read Double the D, or immediately before I read Double the D, I think I've got these out of order, I read Thunder Thighs by Evie Mitchell. And Thunder Thighs follows Ella and Gunnar. I gave this one 5 stars. Ella is like she's not a virginal heroine, but she's never had like penetrative. She's never had penetrative. She's never had penis and vagina sex. I'm struggling with this word pronunciation right now. She has never had a penis inside of her. Okay? And that she's like given blowjobs and stuff, and like had like been fingered, and I can't remember. So she wasn't like super virginal, but she was by society standards a virgin. Okay, she tells her friends, I'm not doing this until I meet my Viking. I want a Viking. She's a bigger girl, she's plus size, she's curvy, she's got big thighs, this whole thing. Gunnar walks in to the bar that she owns during a storm, and they go at it for days and days and days. And Gunnar is Thor-like, so I think that Evie Mitchell writes a lot of fan fiction into books. And I'm not mad about this. I enjoyed it. It was really good. I gave it 5 stars. I'm just gonna gloss over this one. Hang on. No, we're just gonna... I read My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna give it a star rating. I'm gonna tell you that I read it. And that's that. I read it. We're done. And I would hold this book up if I had it, but I've loaned it to my mother because she also loves this series. But for my birthday, Steph over at Novelty Corner, who I adore, she's so sweet, bought me I Do Babe by Tilly Cole. You guys know I love the Hades Hangman series. I specifically love It Ain't Me Babe. I Do Babe is a novella that follows Styx and May from the first book. It's their wedding. It's a novella, and you can only get it in print. You cannot get it on Kindle. They do not have a digital edition. So, number one, Steph, thank you so much. I sat down and devoured it in a day, and I loved it. And then I let my mom borrow it, and she still has it. She's not read it yet, because she got it right before we went on our trip. And I refuse to let her take it on the sand. So, I Do Babe follows May and Styx. Like I said, it was a 4-star book for me. I did enjoy it. Under 100 pages. And it's their wedding. It was really cute and really sweet. And I forgot how much I loved them. Then I finished a poetry book. Shocking absolutely everybody on the internet. I know. Hold your applause. I read The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. And I absolutely enjoyed it. Hang on a second. Let me grab it. Did I stick it back on my shelf? So I read The Princess Saves Herself in this one. I have the first 4 books in this poetry book series by Amanda Lovelace. It's broken into 4 sections. It's tabbed. It's got notes. I cried. I enjoyed this. I have not had a chance to crack into the other ones. I may take one to bed with me tonight. I so enjoyed this.